Welcome to Aircrew Interview. I'm Mike King, your host, and this is part 2 of our interview with Marcel De Petter. In this episode, Marcel chats about his book, the Mirage M5 B, that he calls the Bible, going on to the C-130 Hercules, and his involvement in the restoration of BD-09. If you enjoy our videos and podcasts and would like to support the channel, you can do this by donating monthly at patreon.com/aircrew interview, where we have 4 different tiers for you to choose from. This greatly helps us to continue putting out regular quality content. Thank you and enjoy. And before we move on to your next posting, which was very interesting, it's really intrigued me, do you have one memorable story, apart from your ejection, that you can share with us on your time on the Mirage 5? I know you probably have many, but just one that sticks out in your mind.
In fact, it even goes a little bit further because there are so many war stories. As soon as the Mirage, we call ourselves the Miragisten. That's a French name. As soon as we see each other, even after so many years, it's always the same. Do you remember? And you still know? And we were, and so on. Yeah. And now what I did was I got all that information together, which first was the idea to publish a small booklet, some pictures and some war stories. So I got that job on my back. Yeah, I should have shut up my and so on. But anyway, I managed to write a book on it, and with all those stories in it, and I have it even next to me. I can show you around. But this one is very special because this is what I call my Bible. And it's 448 pages, 2.5 kilos, and it's an amazing work. So, and here people told me this is the full story of the Mirage in the Belgian Air Force. Everything, as soon, all the squadrons, all the armament, all the crashes we had, all the solos, all the promotions. And one thing I am very, very proud of, because our actual king, King Philip, is a Mirage pilot. And he is number 337 out of 404, which I told you. Yeah. And at a certain moment, I thought to myself, I will ask the king if he would like to participate. And I must tell you that initially I had some very strong opposition from some people who told me that according to the protocol, I should not do it. It's not done to make a request to the king. I don't think you can do it directly to the queen either.
I don't think so. No.
Voila. But I had a feeling on myself. He's part of us. He's one of the Mirage pilot. So I addressed him a very nice letter, and I got a copy of the book, which was not finished at that moment, asking, dear sir, blah blah blah. Can I ask you very politely if you would like to participate on the book? And it was forwarded to him on a Monday morning, and I personally, on a Monday afternoon, his reply.
Wow.
I joke. Yeah, I mean it. I was so amazed. And then recently, so this is what the king, I got this picture from him especially, and this is from his private collection. And then he personally signed the book.
Wow, and what an honor.
Yeah, and as long as we know, a king in Belgium never signed a book. So this book has been made with 36 people who has been writing on it, all kind of articles, and more than 100 people participating in collecting photos and all that kind of stuff. And the idea that, to answer to your question, is, Mike, when I got first idea of making that book, I had 2 questions that I asked to everybody that participated. First of all, how did the arrival of the Mirage changed your working area? And secondly, if you write a story for me or for the book, the main person, the main actor in your article is the Mirage and not you, because you're all the best. And I said, no. If you write,
is the star.
The Mirage is the star. Very nice items on it, or chapters. For example, the chapter where it's the Mirage who goes for 14 days on an air-to-ground campaign in Corsica. But it's the aircraft that is telling a story.
Yeah.
And it's so nice to read. And he got his own impression, the aircraft. What the hell are they doing? Why do they treat me so well? Of course, I can fly 4 times a day. And it's the General Mandel, which afterwards became Chief of the Air Force, that wrote that article. It's amazing. So that is the answer on your question. There are so many things that happened in my life on that Mirage. So this is the result of it. So
absolutely.
That's it. Yeah,
and while we're on the book, Marcel, can our viewers still find this book? Is it still available to buy?
Well, yes, I still have nearly 100 pieces left out of 2,000. And the idea is to stop it because initially, we did it with proper finance. It was a very expensive adventure. And initially, I had 1,000 exemplar. And 5 weeks later, everything was gone. 5 weeks later. And then people came along, pilots that heard about it, and they say, "Hey, seller, where's my book?" I said, "Yo, Mike or René, sorry, don't have any." "Oh, no, I have been flying." And people got nearly upset because they needed their book. And so we decided to make a second production of 1,000. And I still have 100, 120 maximum left. So that's it. Yeah. But I must say, it's written not in English. It's in Flemish and in French. So there is no English version. That's not possible. But anyway.
And is there lots of pictures in the book as well?
There are 1,187 pictures.
Wow.
Unbelievable. And all high definition, because we have Miragistes are very well structured, and we are collecting all the pictures on an high definition model, and we are running more than 200,000 pictures for the moment. You won't believe it. Yes, just that. So the embarrassing thing was to pick out the good pictures because we had so many. But anyway, they did a very good job in getting all that together. Yeah, it gives a very good idea on what we did during
absolutely. Those. Let's move on a bit because you actually went on to the C-130, which I found very intriguing. Can you tell us about this?
Well, we came back from the first Gulf War, and due to the fact that things were moving in Europe, Belgium decided to skip the Mirage and replace everything by F-16. And the normal step for me would have been F-16 pilot, eventually become instructor. But I said, no, I'm going to skip the fighter business. And so I stepped over to Charlie 130. And my idea was to just fly around the world, which I did. Went to Asia, went to the States, Canada. But most of the time I've been working in Africa. That was my favorite destination, yeah.
Why did you miss out the F-16? Was there a personal bit that, or you just didn't?
No, because it's. I don't say it's getting always the same thing. But after, after 18 years of the NATO airspace, that kind of a work, I said I would like to see another kind of flying activity. And at that time, there were so many problems in Africa. We have been working for months and months for food relief, dropping food I was involved when the genocide in Rwanda was there, and all that kind of thing. So I think I did a good choice not going to F-16. All respect for the guys, that's not the point. But it gives me another view on being a pilot. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So overall, did you enjoy your Air Force career, Marcel?
Oi.
Silly question.
Oi. Yes. No problem. I think I made the good choices. So many years on fighter, then 6 years of Charlie 130. We, at a certain moment, we had even a squadron exchange pilot from UK, Mike. Yeah, he was called also Mike. Yeah. So we had one of our guys sitting in, can't remember the airfield in UK, where you have your transport aircraft.
Bryce Norton?
Yeah, that's it. Yes. And one of our guys went over there, and then Mike, forgot his last name, he came along, and we had marvelous missions together, and it was nice. Yeah. Should do exactly the same thing. Yeah.
So, Marcel, what did you do after you left the Air Force?
Well, I created my proper company, and my occupation was for gas business. So gas tubes, which are underground, and the idea is to make the negotiations in order to prevent aggression to the pipelines, and so the maintaining of and all the social contacts with the communities, with the farmers, with the landlords and all that. So that's what I've been doing it for 22 years. Yeah. So
enjoying it?
Yeah, I enjoyed it once again, and and since the beginning of this year, it's finished. So, but now I have another activity. As you know already, I have one aircraft in my garden, one Mirage in my garden. Not only I wrote a book on it, but I bought one, and afterwards I found a double-seater, and we are with a team, and that's why this nice logo. In fact, this is my old team, because it's good to be a pilot, but if you don't have the guys to work on it, these are the technicians that come along and help me a hell of a lot. They even managed to get the cockpit rebuilt on such a way that it is exactly the way I was flying it during night flight.
Wow.
Everything is working. It's amazing. And I can show you even this one. Look.
Wow, that's cool.
This is the cockpit from the Mirage, the one I flew during the Gulf War. That has been bought in Switzerland. I got it back here, and they managed to repair all this. An amazing bunch of. Yeah, it is. So going back to the double-seater, at a certain moment they told us that in Bordeaux, one of the double-seaters, the Bravo Delta 09, which I flew so many times with my students, he's still sitting there. Okay, we flew to Bordeaux. There he stood. So we went to Paris, and we managed to buy it. And again, with my special crew, we are working on it. It's repaired. We found some pilot tanks. We find some wrecks. All the electricity is done again. So, and we are giving 2 times a month an open door, which all the Miragistes are coming along, and all that is on Facebook pagina. So you can follow us up what we are doing it, which my wife says you are even working more than before. Don't have no time for anything else. We went 1 month ago to Switzerland, because in Switzerland, in Payerne, there is still an aircraft, the Mirage 5, who is flying.
Okay.
Amazing. And it's a private society. In fact, it are all military people. getting together in Payerne, and anybody who can pay the sum, and it's rather expensive for one flight, but if you want, you can go and enjoy back seat on the Mirage. So with those people, we are working together. Some museums in France, we are working together. So it's, but we will not be able to fly the one of us because it's a little bit too expensive. But
Absolutely.
you never. There should be a big sponsor to say, "Hey guys, make it fly, count us in."
Yeah, absolutely.
That's rather impossible, I think. But never say never.
Absolutely. So, apart from aviation, do you have any hobbies?
I have a huge garden, which is more than 2.5 acres.
Wow.
Yeah. But I need it. Yeah, it's. I have some 2 horses. It are not my horses, but a friend of mine. I got a prairie here, and I am making most of the vegetables we are eating coming from the garden. You know, Mike, I needed to be relaxed and to do something else than only working and working and working. So it's a little bit of, I need the physical work to compensate all the thinking and the thing that.
So nice doing. Balance.
And fishing.
And this could be a silly question, but favorite aircraft you have flown?
In fact, but as a fighter, it's the Mirage. That's the only one I flew. And I was amazed by the capacity of the Charlie 130 because totally different kind of cultures, you know. In the Mirage, it's a little bit might be, yes, eventually. It's not very precise. The Mirage I've been flying. I don't say the same thing for Rafale or something like that. I don't know. And then coming to the Charlie 130, which is an American system, everything is stipulated. And if something happens worldwide with one of the Hercules, okay, you know it and all that. So I know only 2 aircrafts, and it are so different kind of aircraft, kind of platforms, kind of working. So I have only 2. So I like them both.
And both. So is there an aircraft you wish you could have flown in your career?
I flew many of them, like the Phantom, the F5, the Dragon. I flew your Harrier because we were involved in the Falkland War, because at a certain moment your people were asked to go and defend the Falklands. At that moment we were scrambled because Argentina was flying the same aircraft and I was flying, that we were flying. And that was really a top secret mission at those days. We went to Gütersloh. Your people went into my back seat. I went into the Harrier, and we got really good conversations and change of ideas and info. The first time that I was closely involved in real operations. That's it. So out of all those aircrafts, it was nice to fly. But no reason for me to try to change and coming out of my Mirage. It was me and me.
True love.
Yes. Yeah.
Could you tell us about what we can see in the background? We got a couple of helmets, an instrument panel.
Yeah, and yes. But first of all, my ejection seat himself. After the inquiry, I got it from the Air Force. I put it back to the air base and the people from the weapons section, because it was all broken down. They got it in one piece, and then we got a big Fiesta. This one is one of the ladies from a pilot from the 8th Squadron, and that has been made in the times from Top Gun.
Oh, right.
I must say, show off. And the thing is, lucky for us, because this is my squadron, 8th Squadron, and a white flying suit and all the instance, white and blue are the colors of the squadron. So I said, guys, we do it.
Brilliant.
And this is a special one for me because this is the dashboard from the aircraft I ejected from. I even found one more. I even found a second one, a third one, a fifth one, and I found even half of an aircraft in Paris. And after the half of an aircraft in Paris, I found a double-seater. Yeah. To the big joy of my wife, of course. But I must say, and I insist so much, if you don't have a team like these guys, you're nowhere.
Oh, absolutely.
Really, okay, we can say we as a pilot and blah, blah, blah. But if you don't have a strong team behind you, which are non-stop working, and electricity, hydraulic, finding the instruments, repairing the instruments, getting all the things together, it's amazing, amazing. So we have a team, we stick together, and that's it. Yes.
Well, I'm certainly going to be following your, story, your team story.
Yeah, on
Facebook.
On Facebook. So I think we are more than 1,200. What they call for. I'm not on Facebook. I don't.
Followers, members.
Yeah. I'll leave it to the guys, and then they come up with stories and all that kind of thing. That's amazing. Yes.
Absolutely. Well, Marcel, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you on the show, and I want to thank you very much for giving up your time and sharing a bit about your story. So thank you very much.
Yeah.